Welcome students. Today we are going to study about customer defined service standards. So here we will study how to set the actual service standards and what are the soft and hard type of service standards. So let's begin. Factors necessary for appropriate service standards. So always we know that there are standardization and there is a customization, but always standardization works very nicely. So while preparing standardization of services, so we have to take into consideration so many aspects. So in first, the standardization of service behaviors and actions. So first what we can do, substitution of technology for personal contact and human effort. So this is one of the easy method or a best method in present scenario, which can be used to using a human effort more than we can use the technology. For example, if you want, I want to book a ticket. Okay. So rather than going and meeting a person and booking a ticket, so that is again different thing. So by sitting at a home, using an app or web, I can book my ticket. Next, improvement in work methods. So we can find out new blueprint methods where we can improve in our work. Then combination of these two methods that can be used for the both. Now coming to the formal service targets and goals. So obviously specific targets for individual behaviors and actions that has to be designed while we are setting the standards. And the next is involve the overall department or the company also. So one aspects come with the individual behaviors and actions, and second is all about the department and company involvement. So here we are taking consideration into the both. One is the customer side, and second is the company side. Customer, not company defined standards. So company defined, they are established to reach internal company goals for productivity, efficiency, cost, or technical quality. So these fall under the company defined standards, where the organization look for increasing in the productivity and maintaining the efficiency in the service and reduction in the cost and getting the technical quality. When it comes to the customer defined service standards, operational standards based on pivotal customer requirements that are visible to and measured by the customers. So here we consider from the point of view of the customer, and we are not taking from the point of view of the organization or a service providing. So here there will be a study like this is what consumer actually required and which will be visible, and that will be evaluated by the customer regarding the service and the standard set. Now coming to the type of customer defined service standards, first one is the hard customer defined standard. So what are actually hard customer defined standard? So these are the things that can be counted, timed, or observed through the audits. So these are called the hard customer defined standard. If you look at the example, FedEx, they says on time delivery. And in this customer defined standards can be number of packages right day late, okay, number of packages wrong day late, and number of missed pickups. So this can be evaluated with the hard. And coming to the Dell computer, so they use on-time delivery and also computer works properly. So these are the customer priorities with the Dell. And how they count from the customer defined standards: ship to target, initial field incident rate, missing, wrong, and damaged rate, and service delivery on time, first time fix. So these all hard type of customers standard defined standard will be taken by the company. Okay. Now coming to the next, that is the soft customer defined standards. So here comes the opinion based measures and cannot be directly observed. Okay. If you look at example, General Electrical, what they do in their prospective customer priorities are interpersonal skill of operators, tone of voice, problem solving, summarizing actions, and closing. So here customer defined standards will be like taking ownership of the call, following through with promises made, and being courteous and knowledgeable, understanding the customer's question or request. So these part fall under the soft type. Okay. And if you look at again more like international example like American Express, resolution of problems, treatment courtesy of a representative. So these all come under customer priorities. And if we look into the customer defined standards in this aspect, they say resolve a problem at first contact. Don't transfer any call or multiple contacts should not be generated. One person should solve the problem. Communicate and give adequate instruction. Take all the time necessary. And next is like listen. Do everything possible to help be appropriately measuring, open and honest with the customer. And next, put card number at ease. Be patient in explaining billing process. Display sincere interest in helping card member. Listen attentively. Address card member by name. Thank card member and at the end of the call. So these all fall under the soft customer defined standards. Now moving to next one-time fixes, this aspect plays an important role in the service industry. One-time fixes are technology, policy, or procedure changes that when instituted address customer requirement. So within one time, everything will be settled. And this can be done only through the help of the technology, most of the cases. Next is development of customer defined service standards. So we have to adapt standard globally or locally. Okay, and in services they are called as like smile, eye recognition, voice, informed, clean, and everyone. Okay, so if you think of one by one, so in smile employees will actively greet guests, smile and speak clearly in friendly manner. Coming to eye, employees will make eye contact even in passing with an acknowledgement. And coming to the R, recognition, that is all staff will create a sense of recognition by using the guest's name when known in a natural and discreet manner. And in fourth, that is voice, staff will speak to guests in an attentive, natural and courteous manner, avoiding, we can say, pretension and in a clear voice. And in inform, all guest contact staff will be well informed about their hotel, their product, will take ownership of simple request and will not refer guest elsewhere. And coming to the sixth, that is clean. Staff will always appear clean, crisp, well groomed, and well fitted. And coming to everyone, everywhere, all the time, show their care for our guests. So these fall under the service when we are adapting standard globally or locally. Okay. Now coming to the developing the customer defined standards. The first process comes here is identify existing or desired service encounter sequence. And second fall is translate customer expectation to behavior actions. Third is select behavior actions for standards, then set hard or soft standards. Then fifth is develop feedback mechanism, one for the hard side, another for the soft side. Measure by transaction-based surveys, and hard can be measured by audits or operating data. In sixth, after that, once the mechanism is developed, establish measures and target levels, then track measure against standards, provide feedback about performance to employees, update target levels and measures. So if you look at one by one, the stepwise. So here in identify existing or desired service encounter sequence, and this first step involves delineating the service encounter sequence. Here, some companies will view the sequence like John Roberts Spa, a saloon in Northeast Ohio. This is an international example. Okay, so they have identified some typical service encounter that the average customer experience when coming to a spa. So including the initial phone call to schedule a visit, that is the first step. Then arrival at a spa, consultation with an employee prior to receiving any treatment, then delivery of the spa service itself. Then next is wrap up of treatment, paying and exciting the spa. So here, all this process happens, and at the end, the post experience contact. So this is a step that they have know the sequence how services is going to happen. If you same take with the hotel, if you like to take it to the any beauty shop or any hospital, so there are sequences which will find. So we have to identify the sequences. And coming to the translate customer expectation into behaviors and action for each service encounter. So in this, Uh, Step 2, existing research on customer expectations. So in this step, abstract customer requirements and expectation must be translated into concrete, specific behaviors and actions associated with each service encounter. Okay, and here abstract requirement can call for a different behavioral action in each service encounter, and these differences must be probed. Okay, and this is how that has to be done. And coming to the next, that is the third, select behaviors action for standards. Okay, so in this, what happens is we have to identify a number of things. Okay, and first we can the standards are based on behavior and action, that they are very important to customer. And second, the standards cover performance that needs to be improved and maintained. Okay. Third, the standard cover behavior and action employees can improve. That can be done. Fourth, the standards are accepted by employees. Then the standards are predictive rather than reactive. And at the end, sixth one, the standards are challenging but realistic. So that has to be taken care. Okay. So these are the things which have to be the most important criteria when we are creating the standards. So these things all matters when we are setting up the behavior and action oriented standards. And the first one which we discussed regarding behavior and action that are important to customer, that matters a lot. And the things which we need to improve and maintain, that can be done. The standards cover behavior and actions employees can improve. That is the third one. And most important, the fourth one is the standards which we are setting for the services, and that has to be accepted by the employees and he ready to do that and accept it. And next is fifth one, the standards are predictive rather than reactive. So we can predict the action, then we have to do, then again we can improve the things. And the standards are challenging but realistic in manner. So these things we have to observe when we are setting up the standard oriented. And coming to the fourth step, so that is decide whether hard or soft standards are appropriate. So as per the need, as per the requirement, that can be set, which are the soft and which are the hard audits. So that we have already discussed what are the hard side and what are the soft sides of the standards, company standards. And then come the established measures and target levels. So here, what exactly we do? Then before that, we do this, we have to set measures to evaluate the standards which have been already set. And then we can set the target level which can be given. So that we have to go with it to check the performance of the standards which we have set. And then come the track measures against the standards. So whatever established measures are there, with evaluating that, so we can check the performance with the standards we have set. Okay, then we can go with the provide feedback about performance to employees, how we are actually performing with it, then update target levels and measure, we can go on changing this. And developing service performance index, that is the another part. So service performance index are comprehensive composites of the most critical performance standards. Okay, so most companies build indexes by first understanding the most important requirements of the customer. They take it into the consideration and they design, linking these requirements to tangible and measurable aspect of service provisions. So like tangible, how it can be, for example, you are having a reservation, then you can put in table, then you can, that will be reserved, and that can be tangible in the nature, that can be measured. Okay, then using the feedback from these indexes to identify and improve service problems. So always take feedback, okay, and identify, and then we can solve the problems and we can improve the performance. Okay, and next time any encounter happen, any such type of problems, and we can solve them.